the title today and the topic today is you'll never be able to sell until. You'll never be able to sell until. And so I'll tell you a quick story. So we were down in Cancun. I had been asked to speak at this mastermind in Cancun. My friends, Brian Finale and Norbert, and they were running a My Lead System Pro retreat. And this was probably back in 2010, maybe 11. I was asked to speak at this little mastermind retreat, and very similar to what we're doing in September, actually. There's fewer people there. There's probably 10 people there. And I think they paid like 5,000 a piece. Okay. And I was one of the speakers. I think there were maybe 4 speakers. And so I go there and they say, hey, we're going to do the money game. I'm like, what's the money game? And they explained it to me. So the money game is they passed around a hat to everyone, including the speakers, and you put in whatever amount of money that you wanted to put into the pot, and it would be voted for on who gets the money. Okay. Now, some of you who've been around me for a while, I actually did this game, if you will. I did it at Top Earner Academy for many years, several years I did this. And so you get the concept. So everyone puts whatever amount they want in, could be $1, could be $100, whatever. And they put the money in a hat that gets passed around. And each individual, speakers were not allowed. Each individual got to get up and pitch their case on why they should get the money. You guys following? Does this make sense? It's important that you follow this game for you to understand this lesson. You got it? No? Money in pot, and each individual gets up and pitches that they should get the money. Okay? So speakers couldn't participate. So I knew I couldn't participate. And so as soon as I heard the rules, I say to my wife, go last, because I knew how it would go. Because I know your money issues. I know how people think about money. I knew it. Now keep in mind, these were higher caliber people because they paid $5,000 a pop to be at this retreat. But I still knew. I knew how it would go. I saw the whole map. And it's some of that knowing that and the Lord's guidance had me write Faith-Driven Wealth, because I know how you think about money and how to correct it. So I knew how it would go. And sure enough, it went exactly. Now, I said a little comment to Jess. I said, go last. And then I gave her a little hint, not much, just a little hint. And she got it. And so the first person gets up there and they say, yeah, I really think I should get the money because, I've really been through a tough year. Times have been very tough. So the next person gets up there. Yeah, I've had it even tougher. I got injured on the job. And, the next person, they figure out a different angle. So they say, if I get the money, I'm just going to give it to kids that have lost an eye. And I'm just going to be so loving to these kids that can barely see. The next person, I'm going to give it to kids who lost both eyes. So each story was more tragic than the one before. Very typical, very typical. Most people's energy to money is I got to beg or it can't be selfishly mine, right? They're missing this piece. They're missing this thing that you need if you'll ever be able to sell. Now, remember, I'd whispered to Jess, go last, and I gave her one little hint. And so she gets up there. She was the last one. And she said, if you vote me to get the money, I will teach you step by step how I got to $10,000 a month using social media. And as soon as she said it, everyone knew. Everyone in the room, they were like, and of course, unanimously voted, she gets all the money. I think it was like $700 or something. You'll never be able to sell until you realize it's about value for the other person. They don't care about your needs. Sorry, those of you who live in a Kickstarter, GoFundMe kind of scenario, and maybe not so much Kickstarter, but you're not going to get to the top by begging, by pleading, by guilting, by shaming, by trying to be less than. You're going to get to the top by being of value, by focusing on the needs of others. What do they need? What do they want? What an easy competition. Everyone else was pleading the woe is me story or the woe is someone else story. I mean, I think the last story before Jess was like, I'm going to give it to, kids that are paralyzed or something, right? I mean, it just got worse and, more tragic, because they didn't understand that people vote with their dollars. They don't understand that they vote with their needs. What do I need? How many needed to hear that? Now, is that a universal rule that no one cares about your needs? No, there are people that do, but if you assume they don't, you'll be better at sales. If you assume that no one cares about your struggles and they only care about their struggles and their desires, you will be a better salesperson. And guess what? Let's link the two here. If you embrace the concept that no one cares about your needs, no one cares about your struggles, they only care about their needs and their struggles and their desires, then guess what? You'll sell more and you'll be able to take care of your needs and desires. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? How cool is that? By focusing and serving others. Jesus said, if you want to be first, you got to make yourself last. You want to be first in your company? Make all of your prospects first. Make their desires your goal. Make their problems and overcoming those problems your goal. Not overcoming your problems, not overcoming your desires, not achieving your desires. Assume they don't care. Very healthy way to think. When you go around thinking like, man, they should care. Why don't they care? Then you're missing it. You're missing it. I'm not trying to tell you that I don't care about your needs. I'm not saying that. But if you assume no one out there cares about your sales quota, cares about how much volume you need. Some leaders need to hear this. I see leaders that they'll push out an email. Hey guys, I'm really close to the next rank. Please buy an additional thing. And they're sending this email to people who are really struggling. What about me, man? You want to be a great leader? You're inches away from your next volume. Don't selfishly go to your team and ask them to buy more stuff. Go and help them. Say, hey, how can I help you? Who can we get on a 3-way call today? Where you need help with? What's the number one thing that you're struggling with? You focus on them. And many of you have heard, Ziglar, I don't know if he's the originator of this, but if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. Same concept. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you, but just don't expect them to do unto you to care about your needs and desires. Serve. What's going to help them? What's in it for them? So important. You will always struggle with selling if you don't understand that. What's in it for them? How is it going to serve them? So one of the things that we're going to do at the September Sales Evolution Workshop is we're going to show you how to do this, but also how to use AI to take this to another level. Because, there's a great book out there, and I always forget the guy's name, Dan Sullivan, and I think it's Benjamin Hardy, I believe. And it's 10X is easier than 2X. 10X is easier than 2X. Okay. Why? Now, if I tell you go 2X your business, guess what the only conclusion you'll draw? Work harder. But 10X, that's different. 10X isn't about working harder. It's about working differently. How do you work differently? I created came up with, and the Lord helped me. So thank you. I came up with a totally different way for us to handle content. I go live on here, and then in about 2 weeks, it gets super edited into super cool stuff. It gets posted on our brand new YouTube channel. And from that video, the highly edited one, we pull out 3 reels. Those reels get posted to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, somewhere else, I think, maybe X, I don't know. And so 10X is easier than 2X. Guess what? That process is easier than me doing a whole bunch of new videos or creating a whole bunch of new reels. It's just easier. 10X is easier than 2X. And that's a major concept that we're going to be talking about at the September retreat. And so, and whether you're coming or not, get the assignment here. And the assignment is, if you want to sell more, focus on their needs, focus on their problems, focus on their desires. Don't focus on your needs. Don't focus on your volume needs, your sales quota. Assume they don't care about that. Now, if they do, that's great, but assume they don't care about it. Assume they only care about their needs and desires, and you will sell more. And so I appreciate you so very much. I hope this was helpful to you. God bless you and your family, and I'll talk to you. Bye for now.